Are you looking for a scooter that is a full-size scooter that has easy turn technology while still having speed and suspension? Stay tuned. Hey, I'm Alex from Marc's Mobility. In this video, we're going to do a review on the new Victory Platinum by Pride Mobility. This is a SKU number S710PLA, abbreviated for Platinum. It's the S710PLA is the SKU number on this particular scooter. If you're familiar with Pride scooters, you'll see this looks very similar to some of their Victory 10 models, but they did do a lot of enhancements on this video, or on this product. Now, before I get started with this video, if you would go down below and hit the like and subscribe button, we would appreciate that. And then I will have the link to this product as well in the description. So if you have any questions on pricing, I don't mention pricing in my videos simply because pricings do change over the years, as we know currently right now going on with tariffs. But it will be accurate if you go down on the link below on our website. It will show you the different pricings based on the seat sizes and different options that are available for this unit. Now, this is the Victory Platinum scooter. So once again, it does look similar to a Victory 10, but what they did is they did many enhancements on this scooter, which I will go over right in the beginning, and then we'll go into more detailed specs. Some of the first things that they did with the Victory Platinum scooter is they made the adjustable tiller a lot more accessible. So now you're going to have a handle up here on like a bike cable to be able to adjust the tiller. On older models, on a lot of other scooters, you would have a knob that you had to bend over, which was hard to access while you're sitting in the unit. So you can just imagine if I'm sitting in this unit and I had to bend over every time to try to adjust it. Well, now when you're sitting in the unit, you just grab that and you bring this down to the desired angle that you want of the tiller. So that's the first thing that they did when they enhanced this scooter. The next thing that they did is they added front and rear suspension to the unit, which we will show you in a picture overlay. They did add shocks to the unit to make it a lot smoother of a ride. What they did after that is they put the easy turn technology on this unit. So now you have a turning radius of 45.5 inches on a 47-inch four-wheel scooter. So that easy turn technology is awesome to be able to navigate, whether you're going through your assisted living facility, whether you're at a theme park, wherever you're at and you're trying to navigate. It really brought down that turning radius pretty significantly. I would say by at least, I want to say 10 inches or so from what they used to have on the market. And the last thing that they did with this unit is they also added a magnetic charging port. So what I mean by that is a lot of other charging ports that you would see on the market, you would have a circle with 3 pins in it. On the magnetic charge, you're going to have a red end like this, and it is simply going to just go snap into the scooter, and it lights up red when you're connected. Now, obviously, you would still take the other end and plug it into the wall, but for video demonstrations, I'm just going to show you how all you have to do is get it somewhat close, and it's magnetic. It will start charging the unit when you know your red light. It has the right connection. So that's a great enhancement as well. And then on top of what they did is they also increased the motor on this particular unit as well. And now you're able to go up to 6 miles per hour on the Platinum Victory scooter. Before, I believe it was somewhere in that 4 to 4.5 mile range. So it might not sound like a lot, but 1.5 miles is typically about 2 miles is walking speed. So you think if you're adding that on top of what it used to be, you are able to get to places a lot faster. Now, the weight capacity on the unit is still going to be 400 pounds, and you're still going to have roughly that 15 mile, up to 15 mile drive range. I always say that in my videos because when you say up to, it's going to depend if somebody's 100 pounds on the scooter or somebody's 400 pounds on the scooter. It's going to change the overall distance that you're going to get, and same with the terrain that you're driving on. Obviously, if you're going uphill or you're stopping a lot, similar to a car, like you don't get as good a gas mileage, same with this. But if you are just going to be kind of cruising and you're not at the very top of that weight capacity, then you are going to get up to about 15 miles of a drive range on the scooter. Now, the scooter does come standard with an 18 by 17 inch seat, and you're able to upgrade. It is an additional cost to order the 20 inch seat. I went ahead and ordered the 20 inch seat here for our shop because most people like a little bit extra comfort on the unit. Now, when you have a 20 inch seat with your armrests in, you are about 24.25 inches overall width. And the reason I mention that is because they talk about the wheelbase being 24 inches wide. If you do have a 20-inch seat on here, you're more like just a little bit under 24.5 inches. So just in case that half an inch makes a difference on clearing a type of object, you are about 24.25 inches outside of arm to outside of arm with the 20-inch seat. If you stay with the 18-inch seat, then your wheels would be your widest point. Now, talking about the seat is going to have a slider on the seat, so you can slide the seat forward and back. The only downside I would say to having the slider on there on the back, and I do believe and hope that Pride is coming out with something to fix this issue. When the seat is slid all the way back, some of the rear baskets, some of the rear attachments will not fit onto the rear docking device when the seat is slid back. When your seat is forward, it's no problem, but when the seat is all the way back, sometimes that does create an issue. Now, you are going to have a swivel handle. It does lock every 45 degrees, or you can rotate the unit all the way around. So if you want to get out of the scooter, a lot of people will rotate the seat to the side. They'll go sit on the scooter, and then they can grab the handlebars here when they lift this handle and go ahead and rotate their legs in. I'm going to give you a reference here shortly. I'm going to drive this outside so you can see what I look like sitting on this scooter. An important thing that people like to know as well is how much floorboard space do you have. So I'm going to measure it with the 20-inch seat when it's slid back. And basically, if I put my tape measure and I went pretty much straight down, it is at the front of the battery pack right there, or the casing that your batteries sit inside. And you're going to have about 13 inches of usable space before you get to these humps here. Now, I can say this is all part of the frame, so you can put your feet up here. You're not going to crack this or break this by pushing some of your weight off of this. I mean, don't stand on it, but you can put your feet up here. But you're going to have about 13 inches of usable space, and then overall width on the deck is going to be about 21 inches in width. So once again, that would be if I was sitting like this with my feet down here. I wear a size 12 shoe and I still have a little bit of space, but you really can put your feet up here as well. That's not going to hurt the unit by any means. Now, the display is going to look very similar to what people have seen before on a Victory scooter. It is just going to be your gauge up here that's going to have different lights depending on your overall distance. You're going to have red, orange, and green lights, and you're going to lose a light as you start to drive and as your battery starts to wear. Now, they do have a headlight in the front that is going to be adjustable as well, so that can adjust up and down in different angles here. And then you're going to also have your basic horn. It's nothing fancy, but you do have the horn. And I do want to mention, when you do have the headlights on as well, there are no rear tail lights. So I wanted to check that as well. There are not going to be any tail lights in the back, but you do have the headlight in the front, and it is going to come standard with your dual mirrors. Now, you are able to get cell phone holders and other types of attachments that might go right here. So if you did order a cell phone holder, just know that you would have to remove one mirror to put your cell phone holder up in here, but you can get a cup holder or other accessories that you'll see on our website when you're looking to buy one of these. Currently, right now, I believe they're only going to have the two colors. They're going to have this iceberg blue, and then they're going to have their more red type color, which is a little more standard that you see. And it is going to come standard with a front basket. Once again, you can put a rear basket on the back, but not with the seat slid all the way back, at least currently what's on the market today. Now, overall tire size on the unit, I believe they're 10-inch tires. Yes, they're 10 inches, and they are pretty wide for scooters. I would say that's 10 inches by 3 3/4, so almost 4 inches. And then the rear should be the same. So front and rear look like the same, but literally having this easy turn technology, you'll see when I drive it outside and I start to turn, it should slow you down as you go to turn, so you should not be able to go that full 6 miles an hour and whip it. I'm going to do a little testing outside just to kind of see stability. A lot of people like to know that, and then you can kind of see what I'm doing and how this scooter performs. Now, this scooter technically can be taken apart, but the reason why I say technically is you can take the seat off, take your two batteries out, and break the front and the back apart, similar to how smaller Go-Gos do that, but it's 67 pounds, the front section. So that's typically still too heavy for most individuals, but not always. So it is 67 pounds, the front section, if you wanted to break it apart. Now, this also would pair perfectly with a vehicle hitch lift called a Harmar AL100. We'll also drop that link down below. We sell new and used Harmar lifts to transport this. It's super easy and super simple. So if you don't want to break it apart, but you are traveling, there's a decent bit of vehicles that can fit that hitch mounted lift on the back. So do give us a call and we'll see if we can pair that as well. A couple other things people like to know is also going to be the ground clearance. So at your motor transaxle, which a lot of companies don't like to list because that's your lowest point typically off the ground, this is 2.75 inches. So that's pretty high ground clearance for a scooter that's not sitting that high off the ground. So as I'm thinking of more stuff that people like to know, another important factor people like to know is, hey, what's my seat to ground height? If I am swiveling over here, because I kind of thought about that when I was sitting in the unit, I'm 6 foot tall, I can put my feet on the ground, but if somebody's shorter, are they going to be able to do that as well? So the standard seat to ground height is about 24 inches top of the seat to the ground. And then the seat post is adjustable as well. It might be able to go up an inch or two. So obviously if you adjust that seat post, that's going to change your seat to ground height. But I believe on the standard height, it's 24 inches seat to the ground. And then the top of the seat to the deck where your feet would be, this is going to come in at about 18 inches. So 18 inches from here to there. Now, I do believe Pride is one of the best brands by far on the market. They make superior products. They are giving you a 2-year warranty on the drivetrain and the electronics. That does not cover your batteries, but that is the electronics and the drivetrain. Some of your more important, expensive parts are covered for 2 years on limited warranty on the Platinum. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to do a little bit of testing on this. I'm going to stress testing, kind of see how fast it can go, how we can turn, and then you can get a perspective of what I look like sitting in this unit. So go ahead and follow us outside. So what we have here is the Victory Platinum by Pride Mobility. This is one of their newer scooters that just came out on the market that has that 45-inch turning radius. So what I mean by that is you can see with this easy turn technology how sharp of a turning radius this is going to have in a 4-wheel scooter. Now to give you a reference, I'm 6 foot, about 215 pounds, so you can see what I kind of look like sitting on this unit. Now I did upgrade this one here, particularly with a 20-inch seat, but you can get this same unit in an 18-inch seat at no additional charge. A couple other enhancements are going to be the adjustable tiller and the magnetic charge, but what I really wanted to kind of show you guys as well is going to be the speed. This is 6 miles an hour, and I kind of wanted to test it too. If I was to be going really fast and then just kind of turn that wheel sideways, you'll see that it did not have that ability to really want to tip. I mean, I would not recommend going 6 miles an hour and yanking the wheels sideways, but it does slow you down when you begin to turn those wheels. And having that 24-inch wheelbase is going to give you plenty of stability. All right, so a lot of people like to know what this can handle. This is some pretty good different terrain over here to kind of show you what this can drive through. It has plenty of power. So I'm not saying this is an all-terrain type scooter, but if it is one, hey, I need to get across my yard, I need to get to my mailbox, I need to be able to go on baseball fields, soccer fields, things like that, this would not have any issue at all. Now, obviously, sand and different types of terrains could potentially create an issue, but if you're just looking on a more hard, compact type surface, this would have the power to be able to get you through it. Do remember, this is a 400-pound weight capacity. It does have the front and rear suspension. It is solid tires, so you don't have to worry about putting any air into these tires. It's a very comfortable ride. So if you're looking for a very dependable, good scooter with speed, turning radius, weight capacity, and also comfort, I would go ahead and look at the Victory Platinum by Pride Mobility.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.